Any update on the status of getting a lifeguard position for Kua Bay?
We'll have to wait on the legislature for that. You know, for some reason, it always dies out at the end.
Every year we submit something, we go through the process, we go lobby, and it ends up dying, or the state seems to put in certain things within these other bills that end up, because of that provision, end up dying anyways. It's like crazy.
Also, with regard to the actual location where the lifeguards would be posted, is Kekahakai State Park sufficient, or do we need to be as specific as Kua Bay?
You could make it specific to Kua Bay, or more appropriately, Manini Ovali is this section of the park.
Manini Ovali, yeah, okay, we have that here too.
How dangerous are these waters for swimmers? You know, how necessary?
So I believe there have been 3 deaths in the last 5 years and a dozen or so hospitalizations. It is apparently dangerous under certain conditions, not all the time, but when those conditions arise. And it's exacerbated by the fact that it is an extremely picturesque and popular beach. And with that and the numbers of increasing tourists, particularly going to Kona right now, I suspect that the dangers will only be magnified.
They're currently trying to tie it into another measure that was actually earmarked to provide us the funding required to properly staff Hapuna Beach Park. And then they tied in the liability issue back to that bill there. So, you know, we're eagerly awaiting, you know, the results of that.
For many years, we had a immunity from liability provision for the lifeguard contracts because there was some concern about whether we would be able to contract with folks to bring them in, and I think that expired last year.
Right.
Have you guys had any discussion with the counties about their willingness to go forward with lifeguard contracts without that for the state beaches?
Well, clearly they had the willingness because they did go forward. I think there was some discussion that they might not, but and I think there are still bills active in this session to get that immunity back.
We've been there at the legislature, you know, campaigning for this. We've sent our ocean safety personnel. There's been widespread media on it, and it's one of those areas that in order to grow services, you know, it does cost money. But it's a state incentive, and I'm going to jump on my soapbox and say that's what the TAT was intended for. You know, it's county people providing protection at a state asset. So state needs to step up and give us the money.
Okay. And don't forget to let us know when or how we can help with advocating for that.
Yeah, hopefully there was some disagreement between the House and the Senate. Hopefully that gets resolved, and then that can be sent to the next step would be it would be sent to the governor.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.